Yeah. Every hood's the same. Every hood's the same. Come on. They give us guns and drugs, then wonder why in the fuck we thugs. They wanna count.
Alright YouTube wrestling fans, this is Novaho. I'm back with the Wednesday of today's edition of the Nova Effect. Like I promised, it's all going to be about the draft and some other stuff as well. Watched the draft on Monday on Raw. Some of the draft I was quite pleased with. I think we've kind of balanced some of the brands out now. I'll go over some of the picks. The first draft pick was obviously the Great Khali going to SmackDown. Didn't really bother me too much because the guy's a fucking retard and he can't wrestle worth the shit. So, however that's going to bring up the stakes on SmackDown, I don't know. Second draft pick, well, let's just talk about all the draft picks going to SmackDown. You got Masters, which I think is a good draft pick for SmackDown. I think it'll kind of boost the SmackDown roster quite a bit. You have Torrie Wilson, didn't really bother me that much. And you also had the Nature Boy Ric Flair. I think that was a good move sending Ric Flair to SmackDown. It sort of give him a change of stuff now that he's left Raw. He's been on Raw for a good few years now, so that'll kind of boost the experience factor on the SmackDown roster as well. ECW, I'll come to ECW in a minute. Raw got King Booker. I'm a big Booker T fan. I don't like the King Booker gimmick. Booker T, one of my all-time favourites. When he was in WCW, I love the guy. I think he was the best ever United States champion and possibly one of the greatest ever WCW champions. Sorry. So I'm quite pleased to see him back on Raw. Hopefully he'll drop the King Booker gimmick because I really don't like that. Bobby Lashley, I'll get to that in a minute. You also seen Raw get Mr. Kennedy. Now, I thought that was really a good move sending Mr. Kennedy to Raw. Like I say, he's been on SmackDown for a good while now. Big fan of Mr. Kennedy, with my second name being partly Kennedy. Like the way the guy wrestles. Love the Green Bay Whale, or the Wisconsin Whale, his finisher, whatever they call it. That sort of Death Valley Driver drop thing. Really good. Moving on to Bobby Lashley now. I think that was a very stupid move sending Bobby Lashley to Raw, in my opinion. They've taken away practically almost the biggest star power ECW has at the moment. I really thought that was a bad move on the booking committee and Vince McMahon's part. Going on to ECW now, you have Chris Benoit, which I thought was a fucking amazing move. I really want to see the rematch between Benoit and Lashley, because I thought that was probably the best match on Raw on Monday. But it's not to be. The Bobby Lashley now on Raw. The Boogeyman, I thought it was a really interesting pick. Boogeyman's a bit of a weirdo, as everyone knows. But he's really entertaining. I don't know how he'll figure into the extremist ways of ECW, but we'll find out. Now, personally, the whole draft, I think ECW got screwed over big time. I would have liked to have seen ECW win the Battle Royale at the end of the show, with Marcus Corvon winning it, but wasn't to be. I thought the best match of the night, like I said, was Bobby Lashley, Chris Benoit. Fucking amazing match. Really want to see the rematch after they shook hands and Benoit got drafted, but shit happens. It ain't gonna happen. The way they were picking the draft picks, representing your brand, win the match, they get a draft pick. I thought it was okay. It was probably just a cheesy attempt to just wing away 3 hours worth of matches and shit. Then the announcement that Vengeance is going to be the Night of Champions. I think that'll be quite good. I honestly do. Really looking forward to the WWE title match. I'm guessing that John Cena will walk away with the title. I'm not a big John Cena fan. I don't think the guy can wrestle that well. He is really over with some of the fans. A lot of fans do hate him as well, such is life. But I think he'll probably win it. If he doesn't win it, I'm really hoping that they either give it to Randy Orton or King Booker. But I'm hoping by then they'll drop the King Booker act. So yeah, what else do we have? Also announced is a fatal 4-way for the vacant ECW World Championship. You've got Benoit, Elijah Burke, Corvon, and CM Punk. I don't think CM Punk's kind of ready to hold a major world title right now, especially like a leading brand title. They probably will give it to Benoit, but if not, I'm really hoping to give it to Corvon, because like I said, I'm a really big Monty Brown fan. I think it would be a good way to end the New Breed shit, and then have maybe like a mini feud between him and Punk, or him and Burke, or whatever. Now the whole... Also in Ash for Vengeance, you've got Chavo Guerrero versus Jimmy Wang Yang, the resident redneck of SmackDown. That's all I have to say. I mean, Chavo Guerrero, I don't like him. Jimmy Wang Yang, whole redneck gimmick's kind of gay for Japanese or Chinese dudes or whatever, but nah, fuck it. Who are we to judge? The whole Vince McMahon getting blown up in his limo, obviously it was an act. It was interesting. I didn't expect it at all. I knew Vince McMahon was going through this whole psychological thing, but very, very interested to see how it's going to pan out next week on Raw. They had like the morning session on ECW last night. I really don't know how this is going to play out. It's really interesting. SmackDown tapings from last night. I'm not going to ruin any of the matches that went on, but apparently at the beginning of the show they have a 10 bell ringing thing in memory of Vince McMahon. And apparently there were some people in the crowd who were actually crying, but a lot of the crowd were booing as well. But there was a few people I've seen to be crying over the death of Vincent Kennedy McMahon. He's not dead. It's a show. It's a gimmick. It's a storyline. Get with it, you fucking retard. I will hopefully be back tomorrow with another edition of the Nova Effect. I'll look out some news and stuff. Please send me questions. I'd love to hear what you guys want to say about my videos and stuff. Truth Slayer, get in touch with me. Chronic as well. JSouth314, man, fucking love your videos. Would love to chat to you sometime. Send us comments and stuff. Love to have a little debate about you. I think your views on wrestling are really fucking good. Your videos are really top shit. If you haven't seen them, subscribe to JSouth314's videos, Truth Slayer's videos as well. Really fucking good. And also remember and book on pay-per-view this coming Sunday, TNA Slammiversary. It's going to be one hell of a fucking pay-per-view. 5 years in the making. Get it, got it, good. Peace.
Yeah, every hood's the same.